Valley. We are here with Bété Bété series season 3 episode 40 review. A complete breakdown and the basis of trailer. What will happen in the next episode is going to reveal in this video. So get ready for complete breakdown. What if everything you believed about family, honor and freedom is slowly falling apart? What if the very foundation of heritage is actually hiding rebellion? This is exactly what BTBT Season 3 Episode 39 and 40 are quietly revealing. And if you look closely, this is not just drama, it's a psychological and emotional battlefield. Let's break it down. The story cleverly centers around the 25th anniversary of Heritage Contour. On the surface, it's a moment of pride, a celebration of success, legacy, and elegance. But underneath, it tells a completely different story. Because in this world, heritage is not just about business, it's about bloodliness, expectations, and the heavy burden of tradition. And here comes the irony while the family celebrates excellence in public, their private lives are falling apart. So the real question is this celebration genuine or is it hiding deeper cracks? The visual contrast make it even stronger. The fashion show looks perfect, glamorous, polished, controlled. But the conversation that follow are raw, emotional and chaotic. And that contrast sends a clear message. What looks perfect on the outside is broken on the inside. Another powerful idea that runs through episode 39 is freedom. We hear this belief that freedom has no price. But is that really true? Take the character of Mar. For him, freedom is not just about escaping a situation, it's about mental liberation. He wants to change completely, he wants to finally live life on his own terms. But here is the reality the show forces us to face. Freedom always comes with a cost, and in this case, that cost is relationship, family support, emotional security. By choosing personal happiness, these characters are risking everything that once defined them. And this creates a powerful tension for the audience because now we are forced to ask, should we support their independence or question the price they are paying for it? The idea of bringing everyone under one roof at first it feels like a solution, a way to fix misunderstanding, a way to rebuild unity, but in reality it's something else entirely. Because when everyone is in the same space, there is no escape, no safe zone, no place to hide secrets. One character even hints at wanting to watch over everyone, and suddenly the house transforms into something much more intense, a space of constant observation, constant pressure. So think about it. What happens when people carrying secrets are forced to live together? The answer is simple. Tension rises, conflicts explode, truths come out. And this setup is not accidental. It is carefully designed to prepare for us. The major revelations hinted at in episode 40. Now let's shift focus to the male characters because what we see here is not traditional strength. It's vulnerability, confusion, and a deep identity crisis. Several characters are struggling with their roles as protectors, providers, and decision makers. There is a powerful moment where one of them begs for a final chance, but look closely. He is not just trying to fix what went wrong, he is trying to prove who he truly is. And that changes everything because now this is no longer about mistakes, it's about identity, validation, redemption. And this creates one of the most engaging elements of the story because the audience becomes divided. Do we believe they can change, or do we expect them to repeat the same mistake? The uncertainty keeps viewers emotionally invested, and finally, perhaps the most unexpected shift of all. The elders, traditionally, they represent wisdom, balance, and control. They are supposed to guide the younger generation to calm conflicts, to maintain order, but now that role is breaking. The teaser for the episode 40 introduces something powerful, the battle of third age. And this changed the entire dynamic because now even the moral anchors are part of the conflict. The very people who were supposed to stabilize everything are now involved in the chaos. So the question becomes, If the elders are no longer neutral, who is left to restore balance? This shift does two things at once. It connects deeply with older viewers while shocking younger audience who expected guidance, not conflict. And when you step back and look at everything together, you realize something important. This is not just a story about family, it's a story about control, about identity, about the cost of freedom and the consequences of breaking away from tradition. Because in BTBT, nothing is perfect as it looks. And this is just the beginning, because what's coming next is even more intense. The mystery of the envelope, the shocking biological revelation, and a child custody battle that could completely change the direction of the story. And now everything changes because episode 40 is not just continuing the story, it's resetting the entire game. What we are about to see is not just drama, it's strategy, it's psychological warfare. And it all begins with one simple moment an envelope. The envelope that changes everything. There is one scene in the trailer that stands about everything else a car, a tense atmosphere, and an envelope being opened. Now, this is not just a random reveal, this is a structural reset for the entire series. Because whatever inside that envelope has the power to destroy identities, relationships, and power structures. So, the question is what could be so powerful? Theory number one the DNA revelation. Let's start with the most explosive possibility a DNA test. In a world where identity is built on lineage and social status, this is ultimate weapon. Now imagine this. A character who has always looked down on others, someone who believed that they were superior. They are exactly what they once rejected. This is what we call identity reversal. And it's powerful because audience love justice. They love seeing arrogance collapse under truth. So think about it. What happens when pride meets reality? Exactly shock, humiliation, and chaos. And this kind of twist doesn't just affect the story, it explodes on social media. Viewers start reacting, debating, and saying, I knew it. And that engagement pushes the show even further. Theory number two the legal exclusions. But what if it's not about biology? What if an envelope contains something else, something legal, a disinheritance, a transfer of ownership, control over heritage, contour? Now the conflict shifts completely from emotions to power, from relationship to money. And this raises the stakes instantly because when characters lose their financial power, they lose control and when people lose control, they become dangerous. So now we enter a new phase of the story revenge, betrayal, sabotage. And this is where the drama intensifies. The child becomes the battlefield, but the envelope is not the only weapon. There is something even more powerful a child, the trailer makes it clear. There is a fight to recover the child, and this is not accidental. This is emotional strategy because nothing triggers stronger reaction than a child in danger or conflict. Now the audience is no longer just watching, they are choosing sides team mother or team father. And this creates division, debates, argument across social media. And that's exactly what the show wants because when fans argue, the show grows. But beyond engagement, there is something deeper. This raises the stakes from pride and money to something sacred. And now the conflict feels personal, the psychological hooks keeping you addicted now, here is where things get even more interesting. The writers are not just telling a story, they are controlling your attention using psychological techniques. For example, the episode will most likely end at worst possible moment, right when the envelope is about to be revealed, or just as authorities arrive for the child, and suddenly it cuts. No answers, just suspense. This is a classic psychological effect when something is left unfinished, your brain cannot let it go. You keep thinking about it, you feel the need to come back. And that's exactly how they ensure you watch the next episode. When even the elders go to war, and just when you think you understand the story, another shift happens. The elders, the ones who were supposed to bring peace, are now part of the conflict. This is what the trailer hints at with the Battle of the Third Age. And this changes everything because now there are no neutral players. Everyone is involved, everyone is fighting. And when even the elders step into the battlefield, it sends one clear message: anything can happen, no rules, no limits. Where is the story heading? If we connect everything together, a clear pattern emerges. The story is moving toward the total breakdown. Phase 1: we saw the illusion of peace, the desire of freedom. Phase 2: we see secrets being exposed and open conflict beginning. And what comes next? The aftermath, the consequences. The moment where the family must decide, will they survive the truth or be destroyed by it? Final thought. At this point, BTBT is no longer just a story about status or tradition. It has become a story about survival, about truth, and about what happens when everything you believed collapses. So now the real question is, what is inside the envelope? Who will win the custody battle? And can his family survive what's coming next? Because one thing is certain, the real drama is just beginning.